Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. We are talking about a new trade rumor on acquiring Brandon Aiyuk from the San Francisco 49ers. We'll go over that here in just a matter of moments. Also, Tyler Lockett has weighed in on new Seahawks quarterback Sam Howell with a glowing review. We'll tell you everything he had to say in just a matter of moments. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Before we go any further in today's show, we do want to pay our respects to a legend in the Pacific Northwest, former Portland Trailblazer, also an icon in the Pac-12, Bill Walton. Unfortunately passed away yesterday, dying of cancer. And I got to tell you, I was a big Bill Walton fan. I know we got a lot of people watching that love Bill Walton. Like the show to show some love, some appreciation for Bill Walton, and comment your favorite memory. Maybe you're a Blazer fan. Maybe you enjoyed listening to him call NBA and Pac-12 games over the years. Whatever it may be, show some love to Bill Walton. We miss you. There will never be another Bill Walton. I can guarantee you that much. We'll get started with today's show. Bleacher Report is suggesting that the Seattle Seahawks could trade DK Metcalf for Brandon Aiyuk. Yes, you heard that right. It sounds wild. It sounds crazy. Let's let them explain more. Not that this trade would even be realistic. I was trying to see if you had the choice between DK Metcalf or Brandon Aiyuk straight up. You can have one or the other. Which would you take? Which is the stronger of the two receivers? This is just mind-blowing. What's the meme of the guy, his head exploding? That's how I feel about the idea of making this potential trade happen. Here's what they're looking, what Bleacher Report proposed. No draft picks, no other players involved, just straight up. Brandon Aiyuk for DK Metcalf. Between these two players going to their division rivals here is the trade that they're offering. And you look at the numbers. Brandon Aiyuk was better than DK Metcalf was last year. Each played 16 games. DK had more targets, had less catches with 66. Aiyuk had 75. Aiyuk had more yards, over 1,300 compared to 1,114 last year from DK. Higher yards per catch from Aiyuk. DK had more touchdowns, though, with 8 compared to 7 between these two receivers. Now, what happens if you're the Niners and the Seahawks both is you don't escape the contract situation between the two of them, as both of them are looking to get more money than what St. Brown of the Detroit Lions just got paid here within the last couple of weeks. So that doesn't solve the issue there of both these teams trying to pay their guys long term. It seems more likely the Seahawks get a deal done than the Niners do with Brandon Aiyuk when it comes to these contract situations go. But you're looking at St. Brown's contract. He got 4 years, $112 million, about $28 million per year. I think the Seahawks are going to be fine paying more money than that to DK Metcalf, and it's actually going to free up cap space for the short term if they get something done right now. Comparatively speaking, the Niners still have to figure out what to do with Deebo Samuel and all that in their situation. You compare these two receivers, DK Metcalf, a 2019 second-round pick out of Ole Miss. He's made 2 Pro Bowls, including this past season, and he's been very consistent. That's been the theme of DK's career. I know some of you have been frustrated with the stuff that's gone on with the personal foul penalties and his attitude like that. But at the end of the day, the production's there. 5 straight seasons with at least 900 receiving yards. With Brandon Aiyuk, if you are one that wants Brandon Aiyuk on your team, the argument that you would be making is that Brandon Aiyuk is just now coming into his own. That this past season he had a career high in receiving yards per catch in that San Francisco 49ers offense. You could argue that Aiyuk's ceiling might be higher than DK's. The DK might be just who he is at this point in time. Personally, I think Aiyuk is a little bit better than DK Metcalf, and that's not a knock on DK at all. Don't take that the wrong way. But for me, it's not enough of a difference, a significant enough difference to make a trade to go send DK to your arch rival, and who knows what Kyle Shanahan could potentially get out of DK Metcalf, and bring in Brandon Aiyuk and do all that. To me, the margin between the two of them, the money being similar, it's a waste of time, a waste of energy to even consider potentially making this trade. What do you guys think? Would you trade straight up DK Metcalf for Brandon Aiyuk? It's our pinned comment today. Let us know what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Y in the comment section. Tell us what you think. We are covering your Seahawks each and every day on Seahawks Today, bringing you daily news and rumors. We're live now, not just once, but twice a week, the rest of the offseason, every Wednesday and Friday. Going to be doing some Madden simulations here over the next few weeks. Lock us in. Stay up to date with everything happening on your favorite team. We're closing in on 52,500 subscribers here on the channel. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. And if the Seahawks do make a big trade, you know we're going to talk about it here on the channel. Stay up to date. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. Locked in on Sam Howell. That is the headline in regards to the comments made by Seattle Seahawks wide receiver Tyler Lockett in an interview that he did this past week with Seattle Sports Radio when he was asked about Sam Howell and how he's looked in his Seahawks debut at OTAs. Lockett said the following: I think he's a really great quarterback, man. You can tell he's calm and collected when he's in the pocket. He makes the throws. He doesn't really force anything. Lockett went on to say that Howell is picking up the offense. Remember, they're just now installing this new scheme, right, with Ryan Grubb's new system in place coming over from the University of Washington, and Howell seems to be on the right track according to Lockett. And for me, what stands out when I look at this new offense that Ryan Grubb is bringing over from Washington, this air raid scheme, it's a QB-friendly, college-style offense, right? And that should play to the strengths of both Sam Howell and Geno Smith, as each of them excelled at the college level playing in similar offensive schemes. What we should expect to see from Ryan Grubb's offense in 2024, I think you're going to see a mix of tempo. There's going to be times where they can run no huddle, where they can run fast pace and try to wear out opposing defenses, but times that they're going to run the football down your throats and wear out clock too, that they're going to mix things up a bit. You're going to see a lot of screen passes as well in this offense. Keeping the short stuff, the screen passes will substitute for the run game at times. You'll see a mix of gap scheme and zone blocking on the offensive line front. And this offense, when it's most effective, is when they'll stretch the field, right? Both horizontally and vertically, which is something that goes right back to the bread and butter of Geno Smith and Sam Howell as far as that goes. And then speaking of spreading the field, they'll look to spread the field with the run. One thing that you're going to see a lot more of compared to the previous offense under Shane Waldron is that you'll see a lot of pistol formation. You'll see a lot of shotgun runs from the running back position and try to get those running backs out in space as far as that goes. More on Sam Howell and more what Tyler Lockett had to say in just a moment. But first, what's your confidence level in the new Seahawks quarterback and Sam Howell? Scale it for me in the comment section 1 through 10. Tell me how you're feeling about Sam Howell's arrival to Seattle. Before we go any further in today's show, I want to tell you about a deal we're offering of Byron Murphy jerseys on sale now. Add a 9 to that 1, and that's the jersey you get from Byron Murphy. His jersey's on sale now at chatsports.com/Murphy. We got the home jerseys, got the road jerseys, all sorts of different options to choose from, men's and women's sizes available. Go see for yourself. Father's Day coming around the corner. Get Dad a brand new Seahawks jersey. He's going to love it. Might as well support Byron Murphy. Get the most out of it at the very beginning of his career. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Might stumble upon some free shipping as well. Look for those promo codes at chatsports.com/Murphy. That is the site. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. Check it out today, chatsports.com/Murphy. Now, the thing I think that's so important when I look at Sam Howell specifically is that for Ryan Grubb, if he is going to put Sam Howell in the best position to succeed, Sam Howell needs to ask to be Sam Howell, not be Patrick Mahomes, like Eric Bieniemy asked of him in Washington, where too many times we saw that Sam Howell was stretched way too far, was asked to do way too much with an awful offensive line there in Washington that gave up more sacks than anybody in the National Football League last year. Sam Howell, if he is going to be the guy for Seattle has to be put into the best position to succeed, which didn't happen in Washington at all. Sam Howell, you look at the tail of the tape, if you will, from last season in Washington, a 5-13 record as the starting quarterback for his career, 4-13 last year, ultimately led to him getting sacked more than any other quarterback, led the NFL in interceptions, ended up getting benched week 15 for Jacoby Brissett. Now, I'm not saying that Sam Howell is blameless for his mistakes and what went wrong in Washington last year, but he certainly wasn't set up in the best position to succeed by any stretch of the imagination. Tyler Lockett had this to say about Sam Howell as well when asked more about his performance at OTAs. I think he's learning the plays really well, and I think he's doing a great job as he continues to find rhythm in the offense. And one thing that was emphasized from Lockett is Howell's ability to extend plays, which you look at this Seahawks team. We mentioned the question marks on Washington's offensive line last year. The Seahawks have their question marks, right? We believe this offensive line is going to be better than what it was in 2023, but they still have to put it together. And so if Sam Howell's put in that position, extending plays is going to be very important with the limited time to get the football out, right? More from Lockett saying, when we played against him, we saw what he could do with his legs, how he can extend plays or make a defense move up and collapse down, and then he just throws it to a running back or to wide open receivers. The thing for me that I'm looking for when it comes to Sam Howell, if he gets the opportunity in 2024, he's got to clean up the little stuff. That's, to me, when we talk about not asking him to be Patrick Mahomes, sometimes it's okay to get a single. You don't have to get the home run every time, right? He's got to clean up the little things. Because last season, what we saw from Sam Howell, he had the 6th most poor passes thrown of any quarterback in the NFL last year. 88 total pass attempts were categorized as poor passes from Sam Howell. That's got to be cleaned up. The interceptions, that's got to be cleaned up. Not saying he can't, but that's step one in the maturation process of Sam Howell's tenure here in Seattle. Who's going to start more this year for the Seahawks? Will it be Geno Smith or will it be Sam Howell? Weigh in the comments section. Tell us what you think. Type Geno for Geno Smith. Type Sam for Sam Howell. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for starting out your week with us right here on Seahawks Today.